Tell Des make me some noodles. Tell Steve Harvey on one sixes. Right. It's a beautiful Sunday. And you already know, I'd like to welcome you to the bigger play where the rubber meets the road and we get straight to it. We gotta talk that talk again and again and again. So I gotta ask the question, what do I think about forgiveness and relationships? So this what I'm gonna do, right? This what I do. What I try to do is go and look things up, and I'm gonna tell you to stay away from regular dictionary. It's a deep dictionary. I'm gonna put y'all on game. When you want to go to legalese and real definitions of words, there's something called a Black Law Dictionary, where they specify the real definitions of these terms and not just the general Europeanized, updated, modified version of the word. Okay? Black's Law Dictionary. Look it up. Now, so forgiveness is a very, very delicate thing based on your perspective and your personality and your level of discernment. You understand? And what people do is they take what they want these things to be, and what they'll say is, this is what I want it to be. So they'll make it what they want it to be without actually pinpoint what it actually is, okay? So when we look at forgiveness, right, if somebody do something to you and you feel like they did you wrong and you feel like they did some things to you that make you feel they hurt you in a certain type of way, make you feel disrespected, make you feel that they crossed the line. And it's hurting you to a point where you don't forgive the person, but it's you that's dealing with the fact that you haven't forgave the person, right? Let me give you an example. You loaned me $1,000. You really needed the 1,000, but you feel that we was close, and you feel like at that time when I asked, I'm getting put out, whatever. You feel like I needed it, and you trusted my word that I was gonna give it back. Real situation. The person that loaned you the money, you under the fact that they finna eventually give you this money back. Well, not eventually, but they finna give you this money back pretty quickly within a week, 2 weeks, right? Now, they don't. You don't say nothing because we all know how money can do. You don't say nothing, you let it ride. You say, well, maybe they on hard times. They still calling. Y'all cool, ain't nothing changed. It's a good friend of yours. They supposed to give it back within a week, they didn't. 3 weeks go past, you looking for your money. You say, man, you gonna reach out, they come to you with an excuse. 6 months go past. Y'all you ain't necessarily fell out with the person, but internally you kind of fell out with the person. This person start talking about you behind your back, not telling the truth about the situation. Follow me. They start talking about you behind your back, not telling the truth about what happened, making it like you did something you ain't do. You know how people do when they don't want to take accountability and they can't face the music. They start deflecting and making up all type of stuff out the illusion, right? Okay, boom. So y'all kind of really basically fell out because you loaned your friend $1,000. They didn't want to pay you back, no accountability, so they figure out a way to sever the relationship. And you hearing through the grapevine. Now, if you allow it to go this far, 2 years down the line, you steaming, you frustrated, even though you are decent in life. You ain't where you want to be, but you decent in life. But you holding on to this because this is $1,000. Now, they on with their life. borrowing money from other people, doing the same thing to them. They living their life. It ain't bothering them. Obvious. Guess who is bothering if you still holding on to it? Now, initially, you could have felt and had a process, a thought process like this. I know where we stand. Woosah. Sometimes you just got to woosah so you don't want to go off the deep end. I know where we stand. If I got it to give and I ain't going to feel no type of way about it, let me give. If I don't got it to give and I'm going to feel some type of way about it, let me not give. If it's a certain amount I can give while I ain't missing it and I ain't going to think nothing about it and it may not destroy our friendship, let me do that. I can't give you the 1,000, I can give you the 200, right? This is where forgiveness come into play. Prior to you having this perception and this mindset, they wronged you, and it's up to you to forgive them for your sake. Now, if your mindset is, let me set myself up to a point where if I get him something, I ain't gonna miss it. It ain't gonna hurt our friendship. It ain't gonna hurt our relationship. I just know who I'm dealing with. You gave him 200. You ain't thinking nothing about it. But guess what you know? You proceeded having to forget that person because you already set yourself up for don't put yourself in a situation where this person hurt you like that. And this vulnerability comes with everything, including relationships. Because what I've seen is forgiveness will hurt the person that's holding it much more than the person that they asking for the forgiveness from, right? If I cheat on you, you don't forgive me, I'm most likely gonna cheat again. This is a reality that guys don't tell their woman, okay? That's neither here or there. I'm just trying to get you to look at the forgiveness a certain type of way, forgiveness in a relationship. And I'll hold on to it and you might not do it again, but you might display a certain type of behavior that triggered me because it looked as though that you're doing it again and I haven't forgave you. Eating. A lot of people gonna say, well, just don't do it. We're not being practical. That's not realistic. In relationships, we are going to be battle tested. Okay? And in that battle testing, we're going to go through some things that's going to require a level of forgiveness, period. Otherwise, you're going to be alone and you're going to be wanting to be in perfect situations. Now, for everybody, the levels is different. But what I learned is this, right? Let me explain to you what I learned. I always learned that it's always somebody, and you may ask advice to, you may have a conversation with, it's always going to be somebody there that's proceeding to speak on your situation, whether they know about it directly from you or they heard about it through the grapevine, as if they are over there living perfectly. Somebody always going to have something to say about your situation, whether you come to them with advice or not. And they over there saying, I ain't thinking about them. I'm going to deal with what I'm going to deal with. And you will be over there saying, I'll be damned if I'm going to sit up and deal with this. And so a person to say to each his own, forgiveness in a relationship is a very, very important part of the relationship. Because most of the time we can fall out about something as simple as a miscommunication and a miscomprehension. You said something to me or you text me something. And because I didn't comprehend it the way you put it out there, I'm finna come back with some energy that's finna supersede whatever you, and now it's up. It's up. You will know in your heart if a person apologizes, right? If I apologize for doing you wrong, and you can't find it at that time in your heart to forgive me because you still hurt, are you going to allow that weighing on you to affect our relationship in the way that we can't move forward? Most likely, most people do it. And that's where you start to harbor what? Feelings. And when you harbor them feelings and them emotions, guess what that turns into? Resentment. Now, if I do you wrong and you say you forgave me, you really haven't, because it's a hard thing. You say you have, but you really haven't. And 2 years down the line, I do you wrong again. I don't want to specify what wrong is, but let's try to give it a specification. I borrowed $100. I ain't pay it back. I said I would. Flirted with somebody I ain't going deep. I flirted with somebody online that looked like we could have went somewhere, but it never went nowhere. So I cheated, but I didn't physically cheat, and it's the truth. But you don't know it's the truth because you believe whatever your mind interpreted that as being. So you think I cheated with this person when I really didn't. But you forgave me to a point where if you saying something like that again, it'll trigger you back to that. So you finna bring all this up and the resentment gonna come out and we just finna blow up. This is the problem when you are in relationships and people don't understand communication, comprehension, and forgiveness. You gonna get tested. What you can forgive a person for, I've witnessed forgiveness on high levels, and I've witnessed none whatsoever. You say it, but your actions speak louder than your words. So if me and you are in a situation, a relationship for long term, you may choose to say, I want to throw this relationship away, right? You throw the relationship away, you move on. But at this point, you've grown, you matured a little, and your perception and your understanding and your comprehension and your communication changed also for the better, for the greater good. At that point, because of your discernment and your understanding, your levels of it, your consciousness of it, you may be willing to forgive this person that did worse than me because of your level of understanding at that point, which shows you how important forgiveness is. A lot of people say, well, I ain't gonna forgive. He cheated. It's cap. It's cap. Depending on where you at in your life, you don't want to go through life putting projection, meaning I want this relationship to be perfect and you believe that. So every time somebody be imperfect to you, I ain't talking about nothing weak. I ain't talking about nothing light. I'm talking about a real imperfection. They do you wrong in a way of they're not providing, they cheating, something in the way of you want to leave. Now, say you 25. You looking to get married, you want to be with somebody. You choosing guys, you choosing a certain type of guy. And you haven't changed. So you 35, and at 35, you've been through 2 relationships. Slept with these guys, y'all was intimate, y'all was close to walking across that threshold, but something that they did, I'm going to blame them. We get to blame anyway. Something that they did compromised the relationship to a point where you can't go back. Now, if you carry in that same mindset into your 3rd relationship, what did those 2 relationships benefit you at to where you get to that 3rd relationship, it could be more successful? Now, people misinterpret things all the time, because they make it what they want it to be. It's so much we can go into, but at the end of the day, I just want to let you know that forgiveness in a relationship is an amazing thing. I know it's levels to it, but really in order to be great at anything you do, you're going to go through some adversities in order for you to realize what's important and what it really means to you. And I know for a fact that forgiving somebody, you love better, you love harder, you commit to that person more, you appreciate that person more. It's a lot of positives that come with forgiveness. So it's just something to think about. Appreciate you being here. And forgive somebody, because it'll release things from you also. And it goes deep. You know, it's a deep thing, but today, forgiveness. All right? Appreciate you being here. I'll holler at you.
Pastors lying to the public, they ain't got the truth in them. Lights out, gas off, bootless, this city pimping. Blocks on fire cause the homeowners broke as fuck. Taxes up, water bill higher than a semi truck. It's a bigger play, a bigger play. Death before dishonor is the only way.